Hi, it's Ruth for Wisdom Card Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, January 6th, and I'm really happy to be here after the holidays, ready for a fresh start. And I'm hoping that you've all had a peaceful entry into 2021. So, as some of you know, I like to pull cards on Wednesdays. I'm going through my entire Wisdom card deck. They're the Weaving Wisdom cards that I created. And once a week, I go through and pull a card and we talk about it. And the goal is that in 44 weeks, because there's 44 cards, we will have gone through the entire deck. During that time, I'm going to give you some coaching tips, tips on how to use these cards with clients, tips on how to use them in writing, in groups. You can actually facilitate groups and use them as an activity. So let me shuffle the cards. I like to connect with myself when I do this, just kind of focus. I'm going to pull the card for the day. So today we have the card that's joy. Expression of joy comes in all forms. It may be as simple as the way you tell a joke to lighten the mood of others. It may be your passion for creativity. It may be your ability to, can't read it, to say just the right thing at the right time. How do you bring joy to others in the world? And I think that bringing joy to others in the world really begins with bringing joy to ourselves. So unless we feel connected, unless we feel like we're really coming from our source energy, we can't bring joy to others because we're preoccupied, because there are things going on inside. So really, expression of joy that affects so many people in your life, or maybe you've met somebody who just, oh my gosh, they're just full of light, full of joy. If you talk to them, I think you'll find that they are connected within themselves that moment, that day, that hour. That's how we show up in the world as ourselves, genuine, bringing forth all that light that you see in others. When I'm coaching, sometimes I was thinking about this morning because I'm going to be teaching my coach training class starting next week, and I'm really excited for that. I have a full class of students, and oh my gosh, I just can't wait to share, to help them become confident coaches. And I was thinking this morning when I woke up that it would be very important working with my students and also when I work with a client one-on-one to stop for a minute before the session. It takes 30 seconds. It's not anything that's really involved, but to take a moment and really think of that person. Think of their energy. Think of who they are. If you haven't met that client before and they're brand new, you could concentrate on just their name, their voice, anything that you've seen, a text message, depends on how they contacted you. But by zeroing in and taking that moment to connect with them, would bring a much more powerful session. Sometimes what I like to do as well is if I were working with a client and I pulled this card in my time in preparation before working with them, I would take a look at this card and try to connect with their joy. That would be one way to do it. Or I would bring my own joy into the session. But either way, it would be useful for me to pull a card before a session, connect with that client before I work with them, and it's amazing how much more powerful those sessions can be. So that's one way that you can work with cards when you work with clients, when you work with students. You may be somebody who does body work. You may be somebody who teaches someone in some capacity. And you can always use these cards before a session if you'd like to, in order to connect with that client on an energetic level. If you'd like a deck of cards to work along with me every Wednesday, it's the Weaving Wisdom cards. Let's see if I can find my deck. They look like this, and you can find them at ruthsandoval.com. There's also a guidebook. If you find that you like the cards and you want to work with them, or you're someone who wants to work with them all the time, Coaching Wisdom, Weaving Wisdom into Your Coaching Practice. And this is a full color book that has each card in here. And on each page, you'll find a description of the card and ways that you can work on it. I'm pointing in the wrong direction because the camera's backwards, so bear with me. But anyway, I'd love to have you join me every Wednesday morning about this time. Between 8 and 8:30 is my favorite time. I'm a morning person. If not, if you're catching me on replay, type in hashtag replay into the comments, ask me questions, have a conversation with me online. Have a great day.